The message came at 7:14 p.m. "We need space from you. Please don't reach out anymore." That was it. No call, no explanation, just sharp little sentences from the very people I had carried for years. Then nothing. Silence. I stared at the screen, my thumb frozen above it, my chest oddly calm. Betrayal doesn't always arrive with explosions. Sometimes it slips in with 4 cold lines typed into a family group chat. Earlier that day, my uncle had come by, helped them load boxes into his truck, like he was hauling out garbage. I watched quietly from the window, unseen, as they left without even glancing back. I could have begged, pleaded, asked what I had done wrong, but instead I typed only 4 words. "Of course, I'll cancel." Then I put my phone down. They hadn't always been this way. Once my presence meant comfort, safety, and stability. I was the one they leaned on, tuition covered, hospital bills paid, mortgage shortfalls handled quietly. I told myself it was love, that family was worth every sacrifice. I convinced myself carrying the weight was an honor, not a burden, and for years I believed it. But the cracks had started to show. My calls went unanswered while they laughed in chats I wasn't included in. Holiday dinners where my chair sat empty, though I'd paid for the food on the table. Photos of smiling faces at parties posted online without me. They didn't want me. They only wanted what I could give. That text wasn't a surprise. It was confirmation. The clean break they hadn't dared say to my face. So I gave them what they asked for. That night, I opened my accounts. One by one, I shut down every transfer. Tuition payments, allowances, mortgages, insurance premiums, gone in minutes. Years of dependency erased with a few keystrokes. The river of money that once flowed so easily turned to dust. By midnight, my phone lit up, not with apologies, not with explanations, but with panic. "There's a problem with the bank. Did you forget a payment? The insurance says the policy lapsed. Call me now." I didn't answer. I sat in silence, watching their storm build while I stayed calm. The next morning at 10:07, my sister's name popped up. She hadn't called in months. Her voicemail was frantic, her voice sharp and cracking. "You can't just cut us off. What are we supposed to do? How are we supposed to live?" How indeed. By then, the collapse was in full swing. My nephew texted first. "I can't register for classes, says tuition's unpaid." Then my brother-in-law. "The bank says the mortgage is overdue. They're talking foreclosure." Each message felt like another brick falling from the house I had built for them. Finally, my mother, the woman who had raised me to always show up for family no matter what, sent a short text. "Please talk to us." The irony cut deeper than anything else. I went to work like nothing had happened, sat through meetings, shook hands, smiled. No one around me knew that inside, decades of manipulation were crumbling. Because it wasn't just about money, it was about control. For years, they had held mine hostage, their approval, their affection, always tied to my generosity. They taught me that giving meant belonging, but the truth was simpler. They didn't love me, they loved the access, and now I had taken it back. The calls kept coming. By the 3rd day, the tone shifted, anger gave way to panic. My brother, the same one who once told me I owed them for my success, left a message with tears in his voice. "I'm sorry, okay? We need you. We need your help." No, I thought, you need my money, not me. By the 5th day, even my uncle called, the same man who had driven them away. "Maybe we went too far. Maybe things got misunderstood. Let's talk." Misunderstood, that's what betrayal sounds like when the well runs dry. I never yelled, never cursed, I simply didn't answer. Silence became the sharpest weapon I owned. And the beauty of silence is, it forces them to sit with themselves, with their guilt, their fear, their sudden realization that the ground beneath their feet had always been mine. Weeks later, I drove past the estate I had once saved from foreclosure. The lawn was overgrown, the windows dark, a foreclosure notice fluttering against the door. I should have felt pain, but I didn't. Because loss only cuts deep when it's yours. That house had never truly been theirs. It had always been mine. Every bill I paid, every month I carried them, only covered up the truth. They were squatters in a life they hadn't earned. Do I miss them? Sometimes. But then I remember their words. "Please don't reach out anymore. They thought they could throw me away like old furniture. They thought I'd come crawling back, wallet open, heart begging. Instead, I gave them exactly what they asked for: space. Total, permanent space. And here's what they never understood. Love is something you give freely. Money isn't. Respect has to be earned. And loyalty is